Right, I've not had this rifle out in a while. It's the Hatsan Gladius. Now the reason being is initially I decided to regulate it. I've tried the Ultros regulator and I've also tried the Robert Lane regulator. There's a particular problem I'm getting with the rifle is that once the regulator is fitted, what tends to happen is the pressure behind the actual regulator somehow builds up and it expands the cylinder because it must be made of an alloy, so you end up getting leaks. The only thing I can think of that would solve the problem would be an external regulator fitment similar to what you get on Aeron, because the current regulators I've tried just don't work with it. You just end up getting leaks. So I'm on my second air cylinder now. I'm not putting a regulator in it. I did open up the transfer port in it because that's what was recommended when you fit the regulators to get the best amount of air, but it's unbalanced the rifle. So what happens is we'll start off the shot count, and if it's say tuned up for 11.5 foot-pounds, by the time it gets down from the 200 bar to the 100 bar, that shot count could the velocity can really increase, so it's unbalanced it. So what I've done, I've got a normal size transfer port. I'm going to put that back in. I'm going to tune it up to 11.5 foot-pounds at the 200 bar, and I'm going to let the shots shoot off and see what it's then achieving at 100 bar again. Because as it stands, it would mean you get 11.5 foot-pounds. To get 11.5 foot-pounds at the 100 bar pressure, which is the ideal pressure, to start off with, you'd only be getting probably 6 foot-pounds to start off with, so it creeps up. So I'm putting the original transfer port back in, which I purchased from Chambers, and that cost £5.25, £8.69 with delivery and postage and packaging. So I put the original size transfer port back in, which is only about a 1mm hole compared to 3mm that I had in it before. So I'm going to disassemble, reassemble, and then do some chronograph tests. I'll do so many shots at the field pressure of 200 bar, then I'll leak some pressure off and see what it's doing at the 100 bar. That's the only thing I can think of. It's just balancing the rifle out. So I think by the time you get where there's not much pressure in, the hammer spring's hitting the hammer's hitting the valve lower down in pressure. It's hitting it at the same speed, but there's not as much resistance in the air pressure in the tube, so you're getting a high velocity. So I'm hoping that the restricted 1mm transfer port will counteract that. So that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll do some chronograph tests, and we'll see what the results are. But so far, that's all I'm getting. What I do intend to do is get hold of somebody out there that can do an external regulator for it. Because if we can get an external regulator that has got a pressure between 95 bar and 100 bar, that's the ideal pressure for this rifle. So then the regulator can be set externally, and it should be okay through the entire shot count then. But until I can get an external one done, I'm not bothering with an internal regulator. I'd like to know what other people have got by fitting regulators to these, but I've not had much luck with this one because, like I say, it's the cylinder just isn't right. It's not strong enough to cope with a regulator in it. expands, you can actually feel a bubble on it when you put your arm down it, your hands down it. So we'll take it from there and we'll see what the results are after I've fitted the new transfer port. So I'll see you soon to find out what the results are.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
back together now. I've done what I needed to do on it. Now, I have made some spacers up for the back end of this. And I've made these up myself because it all needs to be just in the right position so you can get a decent cocking handle on it. Try to that, I think. Okay. That's going in there. Get the back one in. The tolerances on this rifle have got to be just right for it to fire, and that's making sure the screws are right tightened up and everything. The travel of the trigger can be affected if it's not just right. Okay, let's see if it fires. Yeah, so that's fine. So that's the rifle back together. What I'll do now, I'll fill it up to 200 bar, do some shots to see what the velocity is, set it at 11.5 foot-pounds, release some air down to 100 bar, and we'll see if it goes up much or not. At the end of the day, whatever it's doing at the bottom end of the power, that is where it counts. So I'll adjust it accordingly and we'll see what we get. Okay, I've made the adjustments on the rifle, and now it's down to testing the power again. So I was going to start from the top, work to the bottom. What I'm going to do is start from around 100 bar, tune it in to what it should be at 100 bar, and then fill it to 200 bar and see what kind of results we get at the top end. So I know the pressure did, the power did come up at the 100 bar point, so that is the most efficient time for the rifle. So I've got a 10-shot magazine now using JSP's jumbos at 15.89 grains, I think they are. And I'll fire a couple of shots just to see what it's doing, and I can either adjust up or down accordingly. .493. .492. Okay, looking at the chart, we're well under at the moment. I'm trying to get to 577, which is 11.74, or maybe 571, which would be 1150. I'll go for that, 571. So I need to tune turn the spring up, and the way to do that with this is to pull back slightly on the hammer. And there's a little hole on the side. You push that in, that holds the hammer in place. I'm undoing the top screw slightly so I can get a 4mm Allen key in. So now that's in. Now I'll turn this, to put the power up, I've got to turn it anti-clockwise. One. It's about 1 1/4 turns there, so we'll see what difference that makes. .507, 508. Okay, same again, what's turning up. Probably half a turn, maybe do it. Okay, that's locked it off. Might be 2 in there actually, we'll see. 518, 514, 509. Alright. Do a few more twists on that. Again. 517, 512, 1 1/2 turns that time. Okay, 525, 527, 525, 523. Right, this sometimes happens where you do the hammer spring too much and the power drops for some reason. Give the happy medium somewhere. Okay, I tested the rifle out around the 100 bar mark and I couldn't get it to go above 500 feet per second. I tried taking some tension off the valve spring, that didn't make much difference, and then I've packed it with one shim, a washer. I've just took it up to the 200 bar fill and it seems like at that end now it is the right sort of power. So at the moment it's probably pushing out about 11.7 foot-pounds. 20 shots. That's between, I'd say 11.5 and 11 foot-pounds, which is about bang on really. So I'll consider that tuned. So that's the Hatsan Gladius on a standard cylinder and standard valve. Like I say, if I can get an external regulator fitted, it might improve it, but as it stands, I'll stick with what I've got. So thanks for watching.
Check the power of your rifle.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we always recommend, you know, with the UK laws, we always recommend that people buy themselves a chronograph or gain access to a chronograph and just check your rifle every now and again, because it is the owner's responsibility to make sure their rifle is under the power limit.
The chronograph.
Yeah. The chronograph.
Not the manufacturer, not the reseller.
Oh,
not me.
The
not
chronograph.
the chronograph drives me crazy.
Anyway.